everybody, and welcome to Non Sequitur News for July 11th, 2025. It's Season 4, Episode 191. I'm MayorWatt. The Sentient AI is not available today, and we're going to talk about these 10 articles where we're going. You don't need roads, just rotten food. Pasta-shaped pool noodle. Achievement unlocked. Unsafe. Eating popcorn, watching Crafton. Optical chip design. You can't handle Elwoods. Fast food wars were won by Taco Bell. We keep telling you, Demolition Man was a documentary. Dumb TVs shouldn't die, and I don't agree with this article. Deflecting asteroids is hard. Okay. And antitrust lawsuit over payments dismissed. Everything's powered by ohmTown. Can't even say the name of my own channel, website. Oh my god. Go over to ohmTown.com. I think it operates better than I produce this show. Anyway, everything's powered by ohmTown, so go over there and sign up. See you on the other side of our intro. Hey, so this is the front page of ohmTown as of July 11th, and it actually changes when you log in. It'll probably look different, and I've got a print running on the Bamboo Lab 3D printer over here to my right, and I think it's about to take off. So if you hear that, I'm sorry. Can't do anything about it at this point. I was I was telling people that I was launching a 3D modeling show, and now I'm sitting here going, do you want to watch a 3D modeling show talking about 3D modeling and 3D models and stuff like that, and things that might be cool? I can even print them. You can let me know. Leave a comment in over on YouTube, because comments don't really work over on Twitch. I mean, they do and they don't. They'll get deleted after 60 days. To me, it seems pretty frustrating. But anyway, if you want today's show notes, you should be able to hit !NSN, and ohmTown will spit them out in the order that we are going over them. There were some glitches earlier. At any rate, the first article is over on FourWheelTech. Scientists find new way to power your next flight with rotten food. A banana peel rotting in your trash right now might seem like it can save the planet, but if we can just find a way to turn it into jet fuel on the cheap, it'll even do better. This is straight out of Back to the Future, because that's what gets thrown into their little atomic accelerator thingy. And Nicholas Werner over at jalopnik.com put this article together. Research at University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, with the help from the Center for Advanced Bioenergy and Bioproducts Innovation, tested whether molybdenum carbide nanocatalysts, once dispersed into the mineral zeolite, could remove oxygen from biocrud. I think it's biocrude, but anyway. They then upgraded the tar-like substance using hydrothermal liquefaction, or HTL, a process that does in mere minutes what it takes the Earth to do eons, namely turn dead biomass into explodey stuff that makes engines go vroom. I like how this went really, really high tech. Like, the sciencey language being used there is just, it's uncanny. It's amazing. Well, that all concluded with some very promising results, including complete oxygen removal and a high heating value, or HHV, very near the industry standard fuel called Jet A, which is the standard jet fuel. That all concluded with some promising results. So what is the cost of this? They say it's safe, or sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF. It can be made from a variety of sources called feedstocks, including vegetable oils, fats, and greases. Did you flush your leftovers down the disposal last night? You should have put it on an airplane in an airplane instead. It could have flown to Argentina with that. Okay, not quite. But 360,000 commercial flights have already been powered by SAF. And Virgin Atlantic recently flew an entire flight with 100% sustainable fuel. Pretty cool. So air travel accounts for 2% of CO2 emissions globally and fully 12% from the transportation sector, per the U.S. Department of Energy, if it's still around. Let's move on. The next article is over in Hatch Ideas. Olive Garden's sold out pasta-shaped noodles, or pasta-shaped pool noodles, are selling for double on resale sites. I'm not sure if they intentionally left out like eBay and Etsy or something like that. The pool float, shaped like a pasta, launched earlier this summer and quickly sold out. Well, Aaron Davis over at entrepreneur.com. I said the first one, right? If this weren't, yeah, I did. Okay. Anyway, this article, it looks like various things from Olive Garden. The pasta-shaped pool noodles were available in 3 designs: floating fettuccine, relaxing rigatoni, and taking it easy tortelloni. Each sold for $40 and came with an additional piece of summer-themed branding merchandise: a bucket hat, tote bag, or floating drink holder. Well, look at that. An Olive Garden spokesperson told Entrepreneur that the tortelloni-shaped float sold out a couple hours after the sale began, while the fettuccine and rigatoni-shaped noodles sold out after 2 days. Though the company says it's thrilled they are sold out for this summer, the statement did leave the door open for a drop next year, only if tariffs kind of water down the cost of this. I doubt it, though. It's going to be more expensive than anything. I mean, even ketchup has doubled in price, for crying out loud, from pre-COVID, I think it is. Anyway, there's currently tortelloni-shaped floats on sale on eBay for $95. That's over double the price that it was originally acquired at, and one has already sold somewhere in the $70 to $80 range. A fettuccine was listed for $80. Looks like it didn't sell, but another seller in Livonia, Michigan is selling the same shape for the original $40. How'd they get it? That they're selling it for the same price. Anyway, maybe it was a gift. So the next article is over in FourWheelTech. Ford just broke the annual safety recall record, and it's only July. Ford sets unwelcome records. Polestar struggles with camera fixes. Tesla's robotaxi rolls out. May not have been as smooth as Elon Musk promised, and Ford just broke the annual safety recall. Pardon me one second. So, Andy Kolmowitz over at Jalopnik.com put this article together. First gear. Ford's recalls reach uncharted territory. They have recorded, let's see, through the end of June, Ford issued 88 safety recalls. It's pretty much lapped the field 4 or 5 times over when you consider the next closest manufacturer, a recreational company called Forest River, has only issued 21 recalls. This is just the latest in a worrying pattern for the Blue Oval. It's seeking profits, not quality. As you might expect, the company really wants this waking nightmare of initial quality issues to be over. Ford's expectation, quote, is that over time, recall campaigns and the total number of recalled vehicles will drop as a result of these internal changes, company said. Or, just don't look and it goes away, right? And then they talk about second gear and third gear and so on. But the one that we were talking about is Ford's quality record. So the next article is over in TechnologyToday. Subnautica Studio co-founder says he's suing parent company Crafton. So I just called this article "Eating Popcorn Watching Crafton." Yeah, so I guess company gets acquired. There's supposed to be a bonus if they hit certain milestones, apparently. This is what I heard from various different places. But those people were fired because they supposedly were working on something other than Subnautica 2, even though the people that were working on Subnautica 2 said that it was ready for early access. Sharp statements and now an alleged lawsuit complicate the highly anticipated sequel. Andre Ravilla, over at Engadget.com put the article together. So the lawsuit follows Crafton's recent statement accusing Cleveland and other studio leadership of abandoning their responsibilities. The parent company claims that these executives' behaviors led to significant delays in Subnautica 2's early access release, which is now slated for early 2026. Crafton also claimed that the approximately 90% of the $250 million bonus was already paid out to Cleveland, Gill, and McGuire. In his post, Cleveland strongly refuted Crafton's claim, asserting that Subnautica 2 is in fact ready for early access and that any allegations regarding abdication of leadership and financial motivations are false. Quote, Subnautica has been my life's work and I would never willingly abandon it. They'll sell it, but they won't abandon it. He also firmly denied accusations that he and other executives intended to keep the promised $250 million bonus for themselves, saying, I'm in this industry because I love it, not for riches. All right. Historically, we've always shared our profits with the team and did the same when we sold the studio. You can be damn sure we'll continue with the earnout bonus as well. Okay, well, I guess we'll see. The next article is over on the Model channel. Data transfer speeds increase significantly through new optical chip design. AI systems like ChatGPT are notorious for being power hungry, and to tackle this challenge, a team from the Center for Optics, Photonics, and Lasers, or COPL, has come up with an optical chip that can transfer massive amounts of data at ultra-high speed, and it's because it's using light. Level University put the article together. It's over at phys.org. Gabby Clark, reviewed by Andy Zenin, are involved with editing and review of the article. So, published in Nature Photonics, the innovation harnesses the power of light to transmit information. Unlike traditional systems that rely solely on light intensity, this chip also uses the phase of light. In other words, it shifts by adding a new dimension to the signal. The system reaches unprecedented performance levels, all while maintaining a tiny size. We're jumping from 56 gigabits per second to 1,000 gigabits per second, says PhD student Alireza Garavand, the first author of the study. The equivalent of 100 million books transferred in 7 minutes. Yet, we have a problem with bandwidth. It's a series of tubes. So, 10 years ago, the lab laid the groundwork for this technology. Today, we're taking it to the next level. Maybe in a few years, the industry will catch up and this innovation will make its way to the real world. So, 10 years. Thanks. Drip, drip, drip technology. Drip, drip, drip. Gotta make it profitable. Can't do anything life-changing, causing a seismic shockwave through society by dropping a piece of technology that revolutionizes the world again. But hey, as long as the business model plays out right. So the next article is over in the World in Law. Someone spliced Elle Woods into A Few Good Men, and it should not be as funny as it is. So what happens when Legally Blonde meets A Few Good Men? And it's in a link called No Rules Film School, and they have it says here Real Talk. But so the actual genius out there spliced Elle Woods grilling the witness about perm maintenance, with Colonel Jessup finally admitting he ordered the code red and it's pure poetry. When the comedy comes up mashing up two films that couldn't be more different in tone, it says something about the lack of creativity in Hollywood. You could probably get Jack McCoy to crack Wilma Flintstone on the stand if you were so inclined. Grandstanding monologue, maybe win a few objections, elicit dramatic confession, rinse and repeat. So the article is over at Above the Law. Joe Patrice found this apparently and put an article together. I'll have to watch it, but we typically watch these things after the show, not even before, because you never know what the content is. But I think that this is pretty amazing. Just do a search for what happens when Legally Blonde meets A Few Good Men. And if you search for that on YouTube or probably anywhere right now, you'll find this link. I'm going to mute it. Yeah, so for those in the podcast, it's a video of Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. It's smash cuts from one scene to A Few Good Men, and it's basically Elle Woods grilling the Colonel. So, until he gives you the code red. All right. Well, anyway, or he says that he orders the code red. Anyway, the next article is over in Non Sequitur News. Summer's fast food wars hit their flow as McDonald's versus Popeyes wrap battle heats up. McDonald's has brought back its popular chicken snack wrap after nearly a decade. Popeyes is simultaneously promoting its chicken wrap, ramping up its competition with the chains. Chick-fil-A has their own chicken wrap. Analysts told Business Insider that Gen Z's snack habits and the rise of GLP-1s could be driving this trend. There's a new fast food feud taking shape this summer, and the popular chains McDonald's and Popeyes are beefing, but not over beef. At the center of the rap battle, crispy chicken. Yeah, why aren't they talking about Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A has a really good one. Catherine Tangalakis-Lippert put the article together over at Business Insider. And I haven't tried the McDonald's one. I find Popeye's chicken to be kind of bland, but hey, maybe that's just me. The sauce is what sets it up, but otherwise, the chicken is just kind of bleh. So yeah, screw that sponsor, right? Corresponding with the McDonald's. Corresponding with the McDonald's snack wrap relaunch, fried chicken chain's Popeyes is running a promotion for its own chicken wrap this weekend. It's offering a free chicken wrap, usually priced starting at $4 with any purchase of $5 or more until July 13th. Popeyes launched the wrap menu in June. Spokespeople for both chains declined to comment on the competition, but hey, is it going to drive the price down? No. Why? Because everybody's paying these high exorbitant prices. Shouldn't be $5 for this tiny. The wrap is really small. It's not this big boisterous thing. I mean, this is probably real size. Anyway, the burger wars have been brewing for decades between chains like McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King, with each chain bragging about the differences in its patty size, ingredients, and preparation methods. All of it is outlandishly expensive. The next article, though, is over at Wanted, and it's about dumb TVs. Totally aren't dead, but they really should be, and I disagree entirely. I want really high-quality dumb TVs. I don't want them connected to the internet. I don't want anything having Wi-Fi. I wanted a HDMI cable connecting to a TV. Why? Because I want to control what signal it receives, and I don't want some firmware or whatever, or telemetry having to be isolated in a separate network, because that's not what a TV should be doing. A TV should be doing one thing, and that is displaying whatever comes from a little TV box. Let me put an Apple TV on the back of it, or a Fire Stick, or whatever, but leave my TVs dumb. I want them dumb, 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 dumb. The regret that it's hard to find a dumb TV anymore is years long at this point, but one they sympathize with. Many of us buy a TV explicitly with the idea of hooking up an external peripheral called a cable box, Apple TV, game console, Switch to PlayStation 5, whatever it might be. So they say, but there really should be. Dumb TVs aren't totally dead, but they really should be, is what they say. But then they say that they can sympathize. But one I can sympathize with. I don't understand. Roger Finkus over at pocket-lint.com put the article together. Commercial TVs cost more, however, usually because consumer TVs are subsidized by ads and data collection. Some commercial models are also built for outdoor use. Well, ads and data collection are the reason why I want a dumb TV, and that's not why they're less expensive. That it cannot be true. If anybody can actually demonstrate to me why that would be true, then I'll buy into it. But I do not buy into it, not one little bit. Hold on a second. Something is weird. No, it's not. Well, something over on YouTube is. Anyway, so if you're hell-bent on buying a TV without smart operating system, though, can you do it? The answer is sort of. And you'll have to hunt down a TV that doesn't have any smart functionality to it. The problem with commercial TVs is that they tend to be more expensive than their consumer counterparts. But it's usually because the componentry is slightly different, because it has longer running times. So, so even a 43-inch LED can potentially run you $400 to $800 enough to afford a larger mini LED model from a smart TV brand like Hisense or TCL, and then there's a 75-inch Samsung LED, the BH75T, that runs $6,500, an insane amount for home viewing when you consider that you can get a state-of-the-art OLED TV for thousands less. I agree. So there are ways for minimizing this, collecting your data and serving you ads, and for instance, by disabling automatic content recognition, but ads and data collection are on by default. That's why I don't think that anybody should have it. But the streaming platform also, like the app on Apple TV, when I pause something like, what was it? Who is it? I can't remember. Anyway, you pause it and they play an ad. I mean, it's just asshole. It's got an asshole design written all over it. Anyway, good luck trying to find a dumb TV. If you have one, let me know. Post it in the comments. The next article is over on the Wanted channel. Deflecting a killer asteroid is more complicated than NASA thought. Scientists still have much to learn about the potential life-saving kinetic impactor technique, but we don't know when this, asteroid or whatever is going to come back and boop us on the snoot, so to speak. Ellen LaPointe over at Gizmodo.com put the article together. Yeah, scientists don't know what's going to happen. The mission dubbed Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART, aimed to determine whether humanity could theoretically save itself from a catastrophic asteroid impact. DART collided with Dimorphos, a small moonlet orbiting a larger asteroid called Didymus, on September 26, 2022. The results of the impact blew NASA's expectations out of the water, shortening Dimorphos' orbital period by 32 minutes, which could be more than enough to deflect a dangerous asteroid away from Earth, indicating that this strategy, the kinetic impactor technique, could save us if necessary, if we find it far enough out, and if we keep on paying attention to it to the point where we never let it out of our sight, because who knows when it's going to hit us in the ass. Our research shows, they say here, University of Maryland, Tony Farnham said, our research shows that while the direct impact of the DART spacecraft caused this change, the boulders ejected gave an additional kick that was almost as big. That additional factor changes the physics we need to consider when planning these types of missions. The researchers analyzed images taken by Licia Cube, or LICIA Cube, an Italian space agency satellite that was mounted on the DART spacecraft. About 2 weeks before the impact, the cube separated, began following about 3 minutes behind the spacecraft, allowing the satellite to beam images of the collision and its impact back to Earth. In addition to observing the crater DART punched into the surface of Dimorphos, the cube captured ejecta plume, or the cloud of debris. So yeah, basically just the asteroid and moonlet are nothing but a bunch of debris held loosely together. So yeah, I'm sure that we will save the immediate, but who knows about the long term? We won't know for probably hundreds of years. Let's hope we survive. The next article is over in technology, and this is the last article for the July 11th show. It's over in Technology Today, which is one of the shows on the weekend. That may or may not persist. Y'all have to let me know in the comments, please. Apple, MasterCard, and Visa's antitrust lawsuit over payments has been dismissed. So they've successfully dodged a lawsuit that claimed that companies were colluding to maintain the current status quo in point-of-sale payment card services, Reuters reported. The original 2023 lawsuit filed by beverage retailer Mirage Wine and Spirits alleged that Apple was essentially accepting bribes to not develop its open payment network or open up the iPhone's NFC-based tap-to-pay functionality to competitors. I've never understood this. Look, if somebody had to start out somewhere, and why does a platform have to open up to everybody else? It just doesn't make any sense. So the judge on the case ultimately dismissed it over lack of evidence that Apple ever planned to offer its own payment network. All it is it's transferring from one point to another through the Apple Card, or whatever gets installed on its NFC system. So I guess I just don't get it. Ian Carlos Campbell over at Engadget.com put the article together. Maybe they understood it more. The judge on the case ultimately dismissed it. The company's relationship with the two financial service companies extends into other financial products. The Apple Cash Card in Apple Wallet is a Visa, and the Apple Credit Card is a MasterCard, and has existed since the start. The New York Times reported in 2014 that MasterCard, Visa, American Express were all part of the original development of Apple Pay, so pretty much all of the cards. The 2023 lawsuit claims that both MasterCard and Visa were paying Apple to maintain that relationship with their own dominance. The iPhone maker was paid 15 basis points, or 0.15% on the value of all U.S. credit transactions, and 5 cents, no, 0.5 cents, or $0.005 on all U.S. debit, according to the lawsuit. Apple's reluctance to open up NFC Tap to Pay to third-party developers was allegedly another way the company maintained MasterCard and Visa's position and allowed them to drive up fees. I'm sure that if this company had formed or been part of this group, the in-group, whatever they want to define it as, they wouldn't be bitching. Not one bit. Not one bit. They would not be sitting there demanding that they open up to everybody. What a bunch of bunk. Anyway, yeah, he's right. Get off my lawn. At any rate, that's it for today. I'm going to get out of here. Go and enjoy your weekend, and I hope to see you online over at ohmTown, or in the Discord, or Patreon, or podcast. Leave a review. Leave a 5-star review and a comment, and I'll quote it verbatim, as long as it isn't mean-spirited. All right, well, that's it. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.